if you hang out in any photography forum, the number one question you may hear people talking about is, how do I get clients? Where do I find them? Why aren't they contacting me? People are always spending so much money and time on Instagram reels and trying to post comments in local Facebook groups, hoping that somebody sees them. And definitely that's one way you can go about attracting, almost lost my pen, that you can go about attracting clients. Today we're talking about 5 different ways you can get more clients to book out your calendar this year. Once you work with someone once, don't just write them off as, that was my client, I need to get a new client. So for example, your newborn clients, those people that come for newborn sessions most often are going to want a 6-month session, a 1-year session, a family session. They're going to have another baby. By continuing to nurture them, you're going to stay top of mind for them. And it doesn't have to be something like sending an email saying, do you want more pictures? But if you use a client management system, it's very easy to have people's birthdays in your system. So for all of my newborn clients, I know what their birthday is, and my system automatically sends them a happy birthday email. Sends it to the mom, and it's for the baby. You don't have to have any sort of sales pitch in it. Just happy birthday, can't believe it's been a year since I was snuggling your little one in my studio. Hope you're doing well. You could do the same thing with a 6-month happy half birthday. You could gift them something along the way. So I always, surprise and delight are 2 of my core values for my clients. So oftentimes when clients are in my studio, we're talking about things, and I just try to make notes if somebody says they are addicted to Starbucks or they love Target or whatever it is. I add that to my client management system. So when 6 months have passed, I can send them something small. Thinking of you, hope the first 6 months is going well. Here's some caffeine in case your baby's not sleeping through the night. Just little things like that. Let your clients know that you remember them and that you care. If you have an email list of all your clients, and hopefully you do, you can keep them up to date on local things. Here's 5 of the best places to take your baby this winter so you don't go stir crazy. Here's some stores, or here's some local parks that have great outdoor concerts so you don't have to have your baby in inside all winter. All those kind of things. Any of that value that you can add, and again, you're not always saying book me, but by staying in front of them, those clients absolutely will reach out to you first when they need pictures again. Number 2 is vendors. If you can, especially wedding photographers, I find have a lot of vendors that they can work with. Florists, bakeries, reception halls, all of those. If you can develop strong relationship with vendors that are mutually beneficial, you recommend them, they recommend you, that's a great way to get additional clients. There's not quite as many for newborn photographers, but family photographers certainly can hook up with bakeries for 1-year cake smashes. If you're the type of photographer who uses a lot of props, maybe there's a local boutique that sells really beautiful dresses that you could go to for your client sessions, and they could also in turn refer you when they've got people looking for photographers. So just try to think about your style of photography and where a vendor might naturally make sense to work with, and just make sure it's a mutually beneficial relationship. Nobody wants to feel like they're just helping you out. Everybody wants something essentially in return. So wherever that mutually beneficial relationship is, definitely contact those vendors. Number 3 is other photographers. And I know that might sound weird to have really strong relationships with essentially your competitors, but there are a handful of photographers in my area that if I'm too busy, I send clients to them. And similarly, if they're too busy, they send clients to me. And I'm also friends with photographers who have slightly different styles than I do. So if somebody comes to me looking for a lifestyle newborn session, I say, that's not exactly what I do, but I have 2 other amazing photographer friends in the area, and I send them their names. Clients will absolutely remember that you helped them out and just didn't leave them high and dry. Instead of saying that's not what I do and just kind of letting them research for somebody else, I want them to have the very best photographer that meets their needs. I have had people come back to me, they were looking for a lifestyle photographer. I do pose newborn photography, and I sent them somebody else's name. They went to that person, they loved them, but they ended up coming back to me for outdoor family stuff because that is something else I do that that other photographer didn't do. So you're not losing a client when you help them find somebody else. You are actually potentially gaining one, or they may refer a friend to you. So you always want to, you never want to close a door with anybody. You always want to continue to offer help to those clients. So if you could find a handful of photographers in your area that have slightly different styles to you, or your exact same style, because there's going to be times when you are booked, and develop that mutually beneficial relationship so you can refer people to each other. Okay, and lastly is Google. I know everybody relies on social media, and that's great, and you can definitely use social media, but Google has been the number one source of all of my clients. And so I know we're trying to talk about ways other than finding new clients, so this is kind of maybe a little cheating one, but Google reviews. Make sure you're asking your past clients, who we already talked about, to leave Google reviews. When you get Google reviews, Google will prioritize your website. So when somebody new is searching for you, if your site has a lot of very positive reviews, Google is going to bump you up in the search result. And similarly, those other clients who are looking for you, that's the first thing they look at is a Google review. I mean, that's the first thing. When I buy something on Amazon, I scroll right down to the reviews and see how many stars it has and see what people have said about it. Was the quality what it was supposed to? Did they get what they were expecting? Our clients are very savvy. They do the same thing. Very few people buy a service or a product without checking out the reviews. So make sure you're getting your past clients to leave you Google reviews. Just put it as part of your process. Ask for a Google review, or a Facebook review, preferably both. And then also make sure that your website is optimized so that when these new clients are looking for you, that they can find you.